Good morning, students. Good morning to all. On last day, we have studied about the public expenditures and the causes of public expenditures. Today, just we will go to study about the public revenue. Public revenue. When the government has one of the duty to make the expenditures to the public, it will be in need of having the revenue. So the public, the government also will be taking the more effort and some of the effort to increasing their revenue. If the government has the possibilities and powers to earning the income from any of the source only, it can able to make the expenditures. So just we will study about the public revenue. Simply if you want to know about the meaning of public revenue, the income of the government through all sources is called public revenue. If the governments are taking many effort or the governments are earning more income through all sources is called public revenue. What are the sources are there, and from these out of these sources, if the governments are earning or having the possibilities to earning the income, that all the incomes are considered as a public revenue. The public revenue occupies an important place in the study of public finance because already we have studied the governments, the modern state of the government or the modern states are having the many responsibilities. So in this public finance, we must study about the public revenue. So what are the sources and in which are the methods are there to earning the income by the government. The government has to perform several functions for the welfare of the peoples. They involve substantial amount of public expenditures which can be financed only through public revenue. If there is no chance to earning the income to the government, if the government always will be unable to make the expenditures for the public welfare schemes. The amount of public revenue to be raised depends on the necessity of public expenditures and the people's ability to pay. So the government can have the possibilities to earning the income in different ways. So according to Dalton, the term public income has two senses, wide senses and the narrow senses also. If we want to understand by studying the wider sense, the public revenue includes all the incomes of receipts which a public authority may secure during any period of time. In its narrow sense, the public revenue includes only those sources of income of the public authority which are ordinarily known as revenue resources. So the classification of the kinds of public revenue. So normally we can classify the public revenue broadly two types, the tax revenue and the non-tax revenue. The government has the possibilities to earning the income by the two ways. One is the tax revenue, another one is the non-tax revenue. By imposing the new type of the taxes, if the governments are earning the income, and the non-tax revenue means by the way of providing the public expenditures, the transport facilities and the railways, airport, and the drinking waters and providing the public welfare, it will be earning some amount of the income. First, we have to study about the tax revenue. So, what's the meaning of tax? Tax is a compulsory payment by the citizens to the government. Tax is a compulsory payment by the citizen to the government to meet the public expenditures. If the government must be providing the public welfare expenditures, so if they providing the, if they are making the expenditures to the public also have to take some of the partial responsibilities. So the government announced and government finding out to imposing the tax. So tax is a compulsory payment by the citizen to the government. So without taking any of the effort, the government will earning the income from the citizens. So that citizens also will never deny to paying the tax to the government. So it is the compulsory payment for all the citizens in any of the ways. A tax is a compulsory payment made by a person or a firm to a government without reference to any benefit the payer may derive from the government. So without deriving any of the benefit from the government side, the public have to pay some amount of the money to the government in the name of tax. So the characteristics of tax. If you are considering the tax, we have to understand about some of the characteristics of tax. A tax is a compulsory payment made to the government. So the government only can have the possibilities and power to imposing and introducing the types of taxes. And the people on whom the tax is imposed must pay the tax. If the governments are imposed to the persons by directly or indirectly, but anyway the peoples or the public have to pay to the government. The refusal to pay the tax is a punishable offense. So all the persons, all the as a citizens, every individual persons also have to pay the tax to the government. It is one of the responsibility of the citizenship. If we refuse to pay the tax, it is the punishable offense. Next, there is no quid pro quo between a taxpayer and the public authorities. There is no compromise. So this means that the taxpayer cannot claim any specific benefit against the payment of a tax. So the governments can have the responsibility to providing or making the more expenditures as a public welfare activities. But even though all the individual persons will never expect the individual benefit from the government side. And the government will be able to make the expenditures to the public as a commons. But they no individual peoples can expect from the benefit. Next, every tax involves some sacrifice on part of the taxpayer. So different type of the tax are there. If you are considering all type of the tax, it involves some of the sacrifice on part of the taxpayer. Sacrifice means, so if you are earning income, the part of the income have to provided to the government. So even if you are taking more effort to increasing our own income, we have to pay some amount of the money to the government. Next, a tax is not levied as a fine or penalty for breaking law. Tax is a compulsory payment. So it should not considered by the penalty for the breaking law. Some of the tax revenue sources are there. Tax revenue means the income tax, corporate tax, sales tax, surcharge tax and customs tax and the different type of the tax revenues are there. Next, non-tax revenue. Next, non-tax revenue. The revenue obtained by the government from the sources other than the tax is called non-tax revenue. So what are the sources are there to earning the income is considered as a non-tax revenue. Some of the sources of non-tax revenue is there. First one is fees. So fees are another important source of revenue for the government. A fee is charged by public authorities for rendering a service to the citizens. Nowadays the governments rendering the different type of the services to the public. So for their purpose it will be collecting the amount in the name of fees. So unlike tax, there is no compulsion involved in case of fees. The tax is the compulsory payment, but the fees is not like that. It is some of the fees to providing the services by the government. So the government provides certain services and charges certain fees for them. For example, fees are charged for issuing the passport, driving license, and the water and the electricity powers. So if you want to consuming some of the services rendered by the government, so the government will be imposing the fees. Next, fine. A fine is a penalty imposed on an individual for violation of law. For example, violation of traffic rules, payment of income tax after the stipulated time, etc. And if you are not obeying the transport, so we will get the fine. Next, earning from public enterprises. So the government also gets revenue by way of surplus from public enterprises. Some of the public sector enterprises do make a good amount of profit. The profits or dividends which the government gets can be utilized for a public expenditures. Next, betterment levy, the special assessment of betterment levies. So it is a kind of special charge levied on certain members of the community who are beneficiaries of certain government activities or public projects. For example, due to a public park or due to the construction of a road, the people in that locality may experience an appreciation in the value of their property or land. So normally if the governments, when the governments are providing some of the facilities, some of the particular people only will get more benefit. For receiving that purposeful beneficiaries, the government also will be levied. Next, gifts, grants, and aids. A grant from one government to another is an important source of revenue in the modern days. The government at the center provides grants to state governments, and the state governments provide grants to the local governments to carry out their functions. Normally, if the state governments have to be depending upon the central government, and the local bodies government also will be expect to the state government for the purpose of carry out their functions. For example, for road and water facilities and electricity facilities. Next, grants from foreign countries are known as the foreign aid. For example, we have studied already in our previous lessons. So the IMF, World Bank, and some of the organizations are there. So out of these organizations, both the state government and the central government can have the possibilities and rights to borrow the money. This is also one of the tax revenue. Next, canon of taxations. Canon of taxations. Canons means the rules of taxations. The characteristics or qualities which a good tax should possess are described as a canons of taxation. So it must be noted that the canons refers to the qualities of an isolated tax and not to the tax system as a whole. A good tax system should have a proper combinations of all kinds of taxes having the different canons. And some of the canons also will be here. We will explain. First one is canon of ability. Canon means just a rules. So when the governments are imposing the tax, it will be also using some of the rules. First, the canon of ability. The government should impose tax in such a way that the people have to pay that tax. So when or before the imposing of tax by the government have to consider about the ability of the taxpayers. So according to their ability, in such a case, rich persons should pay more tax compared to a middle class persons or a poor persons. So on the basis of the ability of the taxpayers only, the government has to imposing and make the tax. So if the persons are not able to pay, they will never pay, and he will want to decide. He will want to refuse the tax to the government. Next, canon of certainty. So the government must ensure that there is no uncertainty regarding the rate of tax or the time of payment. So if the government collects tax arbitrarily, then this will be adversely affect the efficiency of the peoples and their working ability too. So all the peoples have to pay the tax to the government. So the government make the certainty of paying their tax. Next, a canon of convenience. The method of tax collections and the timing of the tax payment should suit the convenience of the peoples. So the peoples have to pay the tax to the government, but before that the peoples make the or get the time to paying the tax. So the government should make the convenient arrangement for all the taxpayers to pay their taxes without difficulties. So the taxpayers will never think it is that difficult to paying the tax. So if the governments are have to arrange to the taxpayer, make the convenient. Next, a canon of economy. So the government has to spend money for collecting taxes collecting taxes. For example, salaries are given to the persons who are responsible for collecting taxes. The taxes where collection costs are more are considered as bad taxes. Hence, according to Smith, the government should impose only those taxes whose collection costs are very less and cheap. Next, the types of taxes. The two types of the tax already we have studied. So, along these two types, the direct taxes and the indirect taxes. A direct tax is referred to as a tax levied on persons' income and wealth, and it is paid directly to the government. It is considered as a direct taxes. So normally if the government are imposed the tax on any one's individual's income and wealth, it is considered as a direct tax. Directly the individual persons have to pay to the government. The burden of such tax cannot be shifted. If a persons are having the rights to paying the tax to the government, that persons only have to take the responsibility to paying the tax. The responsibility will never changed to or transferred to the another persons. The tax is progressive in nature. It is levied according to the paying capacity of the persons. So on the basis of their income only, the ability of the payment of the taxpayer will be considered. So the taxpayers always have to pay on the basis of progressive. So the plans and policies of the direct taxes are being recommended by the Central Board of Direct Taxes, which is under the Ministry of Finance, Government of India. The merit of direct taxes. When the governments are imposing the direct taxes, some of the merits are there for both government and the taxpayers. First, equity. The direct taxes are progressive. For example, rate of tax varies according to the tax base. For example, income tax satisfies the canon of equity. So income tax canon of equity means all the persons have to pay on the basis of their amount of income. Next, certainty. So canon of certainty can be ensured by direct taxes. For example, an income taxpayer knows when and at what rate he has to pay income tax. Next, elasticity. So direct taxes also satisfy the canon of elasticity. So income tax is income elastic in nature. On the basis of their amount of income, so the tax amount also will be less or increase. As income level increases, the tax revenue to the government also increases automatically. Next, economy. So the cost of collection of direct taxes is relatively low. The taxpayers pay the tax directly to the state. There is no more taking the effort by the government. Next, demerits of direct taxes. Even though if you have the merits in direct taxes, some of the demerits are there. So what are the demerits means? First, it is the unpopular. The direct taxes are generally unpopular. It is inconvenient and less flexible. Because if the public always thinking when we are earning the income, why we have to pay to the government, and it is not become as a popularization. Next, to productivity affected. So according to many economists, direct tax may adversely affect the productivity. Citizens are not willing to earn more income because in that case they have to pay more taxes. So if there is no tax, the people always want to earning the more income. But nowadays, if the peoples will thinking even if we are earning more income, we have to pay to the tax to the government. So they will never try to earning the more income. So in this case, the productivity of the labor also will be reduced. So the productivity will be affected in case of direct taxes. Next, inconvenient. The taxpayers find it inconvenient to maintain accounts, submit returns and the pay tax in lump sums. So even the taxpayer also have to maintaining the accounts. But the most of the persons will never want to maintaining the accounts. Next, tax evasions. Tax evasions means so the peoples always try to cheating the government to reduce the pays. So the burden of direct tax is so heavy that the taxpayers always try to evade the taxes. So this ultimately leads to the generations of black money which is harmful to the economy. So if the persons are not ready to paying the tax to the government, so most of them will evade the government. Okay students, I think it's enough. If you have any doubt in the direct taxes, please ask me and just to take these portions as your study portions. Thank you.